So previously we have learned about the bucket sort algorithm, where we have three main steps. We have the distribution, sort, and then concatenation. So let's now try to understand the working of the bucket sort code with this example. So here we have this bucket sort function. The function takes the array containing all the unsorted elements, and then we pass the size of the array. Now the first step is to define all of the array that will be used in this process. So first of all, we have this bucket count. So this is the number of buckets that we are using in this program. So because these data points have the range from 0 to 1, that's why we're using 10 buckets. Next we have this 10 by 10 2D array. So this will be used to store the bucket and their data. So that means we are using this 10 by 10 array. So in row of the column we are gonna have all the bucket like B0, B1, B2, B3 and so on. So suppose in the bucket 0 we have the elements 1, 2 and 3. So they will be stored in the first row of the 2D array. That's why we're using this 10 by 10 array. So that in a case all the data can go inside one single bucket also. And next we have the bucket sizes array. So this will keep track of the number of elements we have inside one single bucket. So as we have talked about, the first step is to distribute the array elements into the bucket. To distribute them we are using this for loop. The for loop will run from this 0 and it will continue till the end of this array. And next here we are performing the calculation. So we are multiplying the array I, that means the element of the array, we are multiplying with the bucket count. So the 10 is multiplied with the element, and then we are using the integer part of that result as an index to our bucket. So here because the index is 8, that means the element will be stored in the bucket 8. So this 0.85 will be stored here, and then we are using this bucket size as a second index. So this will keep track of the number of elements we have in this bucket. So we are incrementing this. That is because whenever a next element comes into this bucket, that element will be stored in the next position. So this way we are traversing all the elements and storing them in their corresponding bucket. So once done with the distribution, next we have the sort. So in this sorting part we are also using one loop. So the loop will run from 0 till the bucket count. Now here inside we have the condition. So if the bucket size is greater than 0, that means when we have at least one element in our bucket, so in that case we're going to apply the insertion sort. So here we have the insertion sort function. This function takes the bucket and the size of the bucket, and the function will perform the insertion sort. So previously we have talked about the working of the insertion sort in detail. You can check that video for better understanding. So for now we're just gonna call this insertion sort function. We're gonna pass the bucket and the size of the bucket to sort them. So once done with the sorting part, next we have to concatenate all the buckets into one single array. So because the bucket is 2D array, so we have to run nested for loops, and then we can extract the elements from the bucket and we can store that into our resultant array. So that means after the end of the function, our resultant array will contain all the sorted elements. And this is the way the bucket sort function is working. So hope you understand about the working of the bucket sort function. See you in the next one. Take care.